you know, all the different abilities or anything like that that you're curious about. We've been asked about how you level a character, how does it work. So we're going to get into that today before we do our actual stream. So, and our stream will be here in about an hour. So, not a lot of time here to get into it. Um, Dr. Finn, was there specific things people wanted us to get into first, or where we?
No, just kind of general, looking to see how we level up characters, that kind of thing.
All right. So, have either of you not leveled your character up?
I'm in the process. I still have a few things I need to
All right.
add.
So
So,
let's talk about this. So, when a character levels, um, it grants them per the level certain abilities, certain improvements. It opens up new spells and abilities that a character gets access to, depending on the class and subclass that they've chosen. And sometimes they get both, depending on the subclass that you picked, or in the class that you're in currently. So, for instance, McCarvin, the NPC that I run, McCarvin is a monk, and he is in the way of the shadow. For his monkish tradition, that's his subclass. So when he levels up monk, he gets certain things. But at certain points too, at certain points of the level, he also gets certain things granted to him that allow him to get additional features that you can use for your character. So as your characters level up, it gives you more opportunity to use more powerful abilities and spells and things of that nature that allow a character to do what they do. So Finn's leveling. So Finn, we're leveling your character. What questions do you have? And maybe those will kind of explain things for people out there in TV land.
oh, I don't have any questions, but I can just
Well,
kind of
then you
explain.
suck.
So, my character is going from a bard level 10 to a bard level 14. So, along the way, we got 1 feat from ranger, and then another feat or 2 ability points while leveling. And so I know what I'm doing with one of the feats. I have to add it in there. I'm getting the alert feat, um, which will increase my initiative and then also make it so that I can't be surprised, and a few other things that are pretty nifty because my character, based on plot and everything, has is going kind of a different direction. So everyone kind of plays their character a little different. Some plan out the end game and try to build towards it. They have a focus, they min max towards whatever it is. I've
I
done
don't
that with
allow
other
that.
characters. What was that?
I don't allow that.
Well, they do it anyways. It's not like
They can, yeah, but I mean, I'm very
they have
particular.
like a focus, right? Like they want to
Yes,
make sure that they're getting their sorcerer up to whatever level because that's their final goal. They want to be able to do XYZ with their character, and that's how they
sure.
build it. I typically have done that in previous games and in some of the other games that I play, but what I'm doing with this one is a bit different actually. So this one I have a general idea, but I'm kind of letting the character develop itself. So I'm probably not min
I
maxed
think that's a lot
as
more
best I
funner.
could.
The
I think it is
story,
more
the
fun
story,
too.
the way I always do it, and a couple things that I do differently than the book will probably say is, I don't allow min maxing. First of all, I don't allow anybody to multi-class until 10. If you pick a class, you're with that class. Now, the subclasses is cool in 5th edition is that you can pick something that gives you some additional flavor. Like if you want to be a warrior that has some magic, you can do that. If you want to be a wizard that can use a sword, you've got this kind of flair and things that you can do um, in this game. So for me, 10th level is where you have to be before you start doing any kind of um, adding an additional class because it can, I don't like min maxing, and I want it to be in the style of role playing. The other thing that I do is I give the players an option. They can either take 2 points because when you at certain levels at fourth, eighth, 12th, 16th.
Every increment of four, yeah.
Yeah, every increment of four level. I think level 19 you get it in most cases before you get the 20th. Sometimes it's 20, and how each class works. But I give the players an option. They can get a feat, or they can take the 2 points. But that's it. It's not both. It's not one or the other. The addition, and sometimes I'll do something different. So for them, because of where we're at with the story, what I'm allowing them to do is because they're being trained by these high, amazing people, and they're going through all these things in their story. I'm allowing them to. They're going to level because this is over years that this is happening. they get a feat from the person that they're training with, and they get whatever they get because they leveled. So they can pick to increase their points by 2, and or they can go with 2 feats, however they want to do it. So that's something that's, as a DM, that you can kind of run your game with. I kind of let the story be organic and let the characters kind of go the way they want to go. Grim, for example, you can talk about this. You were a rogue. You had picked a rogue. Then you met McCarver, and you're like, that would be kind of cool. I'd like to do what he does. So we kind of incorporated Grimm's character training under McCarvin and now being on this journey that he's being on and using that as a plot device for, okay, so what is Grimm as a character, more Grimm? What is his goals? What is he trying to accomplish? What does he want to do? Based off what's happening in the story, and that's happening with all the characters.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do is, play it more dynamic, spur of the moment type thing, rather than having a set goal of what I want to do. Because I'm playing it more like real life. You do have goals that you want to get to eventually, but a lot of the times, life has ways of taking you alternate directions.
It does. So currently, the story that we're in, the characters are on these journeys, individual journeys. I like to do that as a DM as well. At certain points in the story, you want to give each of these characters, and you can do it in multiple ways. I just had them go on their separate journeys, on their path of enlightenment that they're on. To learn, to get better, and to train. I mean, I like to do stuff like that that's more fun, because if you just say, oh, you leveled. Well, what was involved with the leveling? What did you do to accomplish getting there? What did you go through? What were the hardships? What were the circumstances that caused your character to go to the path that they went? I mean, Finn's is a perfect example. He's got the Bard of Shadowdell, Storm, training him. Not only is she training him in magic, but she's training him in leadership and all these other things. So it makes sense that his character would want to go a different path than he's currently on. So those are kind of the fun things you can do as a DM, that you can incorporate into your things. Real quick to our Star Wars Galaxy Heroes fans, make sure you join this Grand
Arena.
Yeah.
You have only 50-something minutes left because it's a bug.
Yeah, I'm actually doing that right now. Give me a second, guys. And I got a PvP match I got to do.
Did they say they were going to cancel this one?
They did, but you should register just in case because who knows?
Yeah, on the safe side.
You don't know, so I'm.
Because they said they'll do it on Monday, but the sign-ups are gonna finish before they come back on Monday, right? So, who knows?
Yeah, I'm making sure that it's squared away. So if you guys are doing, don't forget about that. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff popping up. It's like, oh no, make sure you get your notifications in, and everything just popped up all over the Discord server with that. So we have the different characters going on different arcs. Some have stayed true to their character and not it just makes sense. For instance, Tilsa's character, Celestia, the druid, she's a druid through and through. She's not going any other path. She is true and true there. Yusuf, the cleric, he is totally devoted to the character path and going to be a cleric. Some characters, it makes sense that they would kind of step into a different area because of the circumstances that kind of directed them to that way. I leave it up to the characters most of the times if they want to go a certain path. And I give them the option, these are kind of the things I'm seeing. What are you seeing? Which way do you want to go with the character and stuff? And then incorporate that back into the game. And it makes for your storytelling as a DM a lot easier because you've got all this new fun stuff, material that you can work with your players on. That just makes the characters more enriched and more fun to play. It's not just create characters, go do stuff, kill stuff. There is parts of that for D&D that's important, right? If you notice in a lot of the campaigns that we do, there's times where they're just battling and fighting the good fight, and there's also a lot. I like to have a lot of role playing in my D&D campaign, and I force players to interact whether they want to or not as a character. You can't just say I say this. Well, no, you actually have to say this to me, and express it. And then if you do that, I give them bonuses like take a roll a deception or something like that. But that's how you kind of want to play it. And if you're looking for good DM stuff, I always love watching Matt Mercer on Critical Role. I think he's fantastic. He's the best DM ever. And I watch some other D&D shows, and the DMs are really good. But I think I take a lot of my cues from Matt Mercer. I think he's fantastic. And it gives me ideas just how I can improve as a DM and things of that nature. Now, did you find what you needed, Grim, for your character that you were looking for?
At the moment, I think I'm good. I'm mostly putting down the feats I'm getting for my monk level and my fighter level.
Okay.
I may have a couple questions for you a little later when it comes to like dice rolls. Whoops.
Which someone just did a dice roll.
Yeah, that was me pushing the wrong button.
And your mic is all crazy.
Yeah, it's all static.
Static.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Okay, hold on a second.
So what?
Sounds like it's rubbing against something.
Now, Finn, your character took a level in sorcery. What was your kind of thinking on that?
So my character's focus had literally just been fun. That was the goal of the character. His was survival and having fun. And that kind of fit in with the backstory and all of that. So he always just goes around playing music. He had fun with Morngrim because he would just kind of just get money for doing random things. And they were just kind of, they weren't really, and I don't know if there was anything with Grimm's story, but pretty much the characters were just going around trying to find ways of getting money. Like that's what they were doing.
They were hungry.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way that the characters were built initially. So it was all about just having fun and getting money and just having a good time. And what happened afterwards was Kada. And so Oregon went with a level of sorcery because he wanted to start being able to have fun with Kada and learning magic with her and Valron. And so that's the main reason why he had gone in the direction of sorcery. But he kind of had I don't want to say epiphany, but he had a realization moment in the last session with Storm, with just what she perceived his role to be, which makes sense. He has kind of ended up being a leader for the group because he is the personality. He's a charisma-based character. He's always the one talking to people. And he might get into little spats here and there with McCarvin and everybody, but he's always kind of the outspoken one of the group. So he's kind of fallen into that leadership role, which isn't his typical style, but he is a people person, and it worked. So in his discussion with Storm, he kind of opened up, kind of came across a different idea, and he has gone more in the level of Bard as a result of his conversation with Storm, moving into the College of Leadership. And so he is going kind of he's kind of a new Oregon. I'll put it that way. He is a new Oregon compared to what he was. And there's a lot of stuff I need to do in order to get his character ready for said thing. So a lot of it is going to be, honestly, there's going to be a lot of regearing and all that kind of stuff with him. So yeah, he's kind of going a different direction.
All right. Any questions in chat? I know we kind of sprung this on people, but if there's any...
Yeah, Varkash, if you have any questions, let us know. Let me tag the group.
Oh, nice. Unarmored movement. As long as I'm not using a shield or wearing armor, my movement speed increases by 10 feet. That's going to be nice.
Yes.
And is my mic working a little bit better?
Much better.
Okay, for some strange reason, the power cable was loose, so I fixed it.
That would explain it. All right, so trying to see what else there is that I need to do, because I think I have everything ready minus re-equipping. And actually, I need to pick what I am doing with my spells.
Oh, actually, I want to fill you in, Ranger, on what I chose. I chose to go up to level 3 in Monk, for the shadow training,
Sure.
and I decided to go to, I think it was level 3 for fighter, so I could do the subclass, the monster hunter subclass. Okay, it says when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills of your choice: Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Nature, or Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
You know, it's so weird. In my new group, we have 3 charisma-based characters. There's a lot of charisma-based spellcasting in D&D with a lot of the abilities and stuff in 5th edition.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of the spells that you see with bards, abilities of monks, things of that nature. There's some wisdom. The only one for intelligence is wizard, and I think wisdom goes with your druids and your clerics, things of that nature. But paladins, their big hits come from their charisma as well. It's really weird, the dynamic. So a lot of charisma stuff is based off a lot of the stuff they do. I think 5th edition is easy to level up as well. It's just more stuff. But I mean, 3.5 was different in that it had some complicated stuff. Creating a character in 5th and 3.5 was easy. It was when you started going up into higher levels when you started getting all those different attacks and all that different stuff. I mean, your character could look crazy by 20th level. I mean, you could have so much crap on there. It was insane in 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You would see the stats and stuff and you're like, no.
Well, I remember also there was a lot of stuff in there where some items, their powers and abilities and descriptions and stuff would take up an entire sheet of paper just for one item.
The other thing I don't agree with 5th edition either is that at level 20 is the highest level you can achieve. I don't play that game. They start doing these epic boons that you can get for your characters and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like capping a character, at 20th level. If they hit 20th level, one thing I do miss about 3.5 is you could go 20th level of something and then 10th level of something else. I mean, if you look at the stats, for instance, of the Seven Sisters in 3.5, the Chosen of Mystra, I mean, good Lord. It was a lot, but it was fun to do because you could add so much stuff. So in one way it was convoluted, but the other way it was super fun to do all that stuff. So... But once you get past 10 in 3.5, it really started going crazy, all the amount of crap you had on your character. 10 was always the magic number.
Yeah, I always needed extra pages for my character sheet. It kept on growing and growing.
Yes, I saw that Mike Whitten's come back for another season, Can't Touch This, so it'll be fun to watch that.
A quick question for you, Finn. Which
Jason
would be
Witten. Sorry.
which would be more useful for the party, Arcana or History?
I would ask Valron. Corinth would be the one that has probably both of them. I was saying it's Jason Witten, not Matt Witten.
Yeah, Jason Witten.
Yeah, I think you said Matt by accident.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at so many different things at the moment.
I think...
Well, I mean, you guys have enough Arcana checks. History, Monk for me.
Yeah, I
history
have Arcana,
itself
sure
because you're
Valron
studying.
does,
You're studying and stuff would be more history related and things.
Plus, isn't history a check that you do anyways for your city stuff?
It is
sometimes
lore stuff like
so
that.
it fits you a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. And for the I'll choose history for the first proficiency, and I'll take investigation for the next, which will push me up to +10 for my investigation.
Always important.
Oh yeah.
What sucks is that I already have expertise in persuasion, and I can't use that from the College of Leadership now. Oh, wells.
Okay, so how do I got to put this down as a spell for my fighter. It says I can cast detect magic as a ritual. How do I put that down on my sheet here?
It's already there. If you do detect magic, it's already listed as a ritual. If you copy it, it should be. I think detect magic is a ritual spell as it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm double checking, but I'm pretty sure it's listed as.
Yeah, but some people, they don't have to do detect magic as a ritual. Like, for instance, now that
I think it's always listed because there's another.
Oh yeah, it is. It says first level divination, and then in parentheses it says ritual.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the ritual spells, I think more than anything, there's a feat that allows you to do ritual casting, which is like specific ones, so you're only limited to those. So the ritual casting feat is actually pretty neat if you want to use those particular ones. And yeah, Varkesh, the leveling still isn't too bad, but it's yeah, I just need to make sure I have everything down for this character because he's kind of going a little bit of a different direction, so that's the main reason. Plus, the College of Leadership isn't anywhere that I can just copy and paste. So I have it open, Ranger. It may take me another day in order to copy or at least retype all of these bonuses and stuff that I get. But I have the sheet open so I can do everything. Assuming we do any kind of combat. I have a lot of other stuff I need to do. First off, I need to talk to Rogaris and see if he has any medium armor. What is Rogaris wearing?
He's wearing that breastplate of fire resistance, I think it was.
No,
Is it a breastplate? Yeah, he got a special one. He got fire resistance on it, but it was a special one.
He's got that special dwarven armor.
Yeah, I know he got fire resistance on it, but he has a special dwarven one. I'm trying to see who may have a medium armor. I think we probably picked some up at some point. Because that's one of the things I need to get. Oh, let me ask you, Ranger. How does stealth checks work if you are, like, if I'm riding on my broom?
You have disadvantage, brother.
Okay, so if I disadvantage with my armor, I'll still have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I don't have disadvantage, then it's just like a normal stealth roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll probably do the breastplate instead of the half plate. Just so I don't get the stealth disadvantage.
Hey, guys.
Hey!
Wasabi.
How's it going?
I'm surprised you're awake.
Oh, my homebrewed NyQuil worked like a charm.
Very nice.
Nice.
I woke up at 5:30 or 5 o'clock, and they were still in voice chat, Ranger, from last night.
Who was?
Just Johnny, Corinth, and
Pippin.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I woke up at 5. I'm like, are you guys actually still talking? They're like, yeah, we're still awake. We haven't slept.
It was a fun night. So did everyone finish leveling, or?
I'm finishing it right now. I'm not sure what I want to... I have either 1 feat or 2 ability points that I'm still on the fence about. One of the feats I know what I'm getting, but the other one I'm not...
What are you looking at?
I don't know. That's the problem. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I'm missing, because because I'm more likely. So I'm looking for a feat that at least gives 1 point in charisma. There's one that does it, and that's actor, but I already have that. So I'm looking for anything else. I'm checking Xanathar just to see if I'm missing anything from there. But
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
I
Can't touch this.
use feats and stuff as well because, yeah, like I was saying, that something went through and made it to where a lot of the stuff is deleted, so the full list is gone.
yeah.
It looks like a couple little websites some guy went on. They were like wikis, and he just like deleted everything. Let's see. D&D Beyond still has a lot of the feats up, but the problem is they also intermix a ton of like weird homebrew ones.
Yeah.
Some of those homebrew ones are so
Well, you
beyond
can
broken.
you can look at you can filter that out by just looking at the classical ones and stuff like that.
Okay. Let's see here. In addition, you gain the ability to speak one of the following languages of your choice: Abyssal, Celestial, or Infernal. Being a monk, I would guess Celestial, no? Ranger?
It's up to you, man. You're on the way of the shadow.
That is a good point. I think I'll take Abyssal. Abyssal. However they pronounce it.
It's abyssal.
Did you look at Second Chance in Xanathar's, Finn?
Let me check. That one doesn't ring a bell.
I'm trying to remember if that one was a racial feat or not.
It sounds like it is, but let me check. Yeah,
I want to say it's halfling.
Yep, it's a halfling.
Because that gives charisma. I know that there was one kind of cool gnome racial feat.
There is one where if I get hit, I can disappear. I know that one, but
I mean, I made the joke with you the other night that I'm going to get a backpack so you can ride Rogaris like you're Yoda.
he's not wrong. It's I don't know if you looked it up what the College of Leadership is.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. It's like a homebrew one that Ranger's allowing. It's actually pretty neat.
Inspiring leader is kind of neat, but you need 10
I
minutes
was
to do it.
already looking at that one. Yeah. Inspiring leader is one. There's another one called Resilience. That's another one I was looking at. There's another one I think it's called Tough. Yeah, Tough was another one.
Tough is a great one. I picked that up early.
But you're also a lot more melee than I am right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I may start becoming more melee, but there's stuff that has to happen first.
I mean, I just stuck with fighter. And I actually did dump, because I would have gotten 3 feet, so I took one of the ability score improvements. I put that right in the Constitution. And then the other 2, I took the heavy armor master and the shield master.
Did you ever wear a medium armor?
I think I started with medium armor. That was what the chainmail had been, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I mean, I've had the dwarven plate for so long.
Yeah, no. I'm looking for a hand-me-down. That's why.
Only things that I have, I've got a battle axe, which would probably look ridiculous in the hands of a gnome. I have a silver dagger just because in like that 3rd game we fought that werewolf and none of us could do anything again.
Yeah. No, I'm looking for an armor. in particular. I was gonna buy it, but
Yeah, I
there's
don't have anything.
other things I was looking for. Hmm.
Okay, I'm for my fighting style. I'm gonna choose 2-weapon fighting from fighter. So now I can use both of those jutes that I have in combat rather than just smacking them with one, punching them with the other.
Seems fair.
Now I'm gonna do my points. I'm gonna put 1 in charisma and 1 in constitution. Let's get that done. Okay. Howdy.
Hey.
The other night prowler.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I got that now, so that feat is done. And so the only thing I have left are 2 spells. Corinth, you're going like straight sorcerer or wizard?
Yeah, straight wizard, yep.
What higher level spells did you get? Or what do you have in 5, 6, and 7?
It depends on what all I guess I'm allowed to pick at this point. Nothing.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
right.
So I think I get technically what with the Mystara template I get 2 is what it says. The wizard normally gets 1 per level when he gets a level, but we kind of homebrewed that down a little bit. And then last week, I think that he kind of said that I could gain another one based on that. So I think that's what I get back now. So I'm going to have 2 kind of for 5, 6, and 7. Basically, I'll have 2 spells. Like, I know I'm going to have contingency. That's one that I definitely have. And that might be almost one of the best ones for you to go with because it's one of the few spells that you can still have cast on you for a long period of time without concentration. That's based upon a certain event. Like if Valeron got hit with a spell effect, it automatically dispels it.
Okay, well, okay, so then I'm not going to get contingency.
Well, but I can't do that on other people.
Yeah, I know, you can't do it on other people. I know. But you can set contingencies at least for the group. I'm thinking more from the group perspective. So you could always set something on you that could help the group potentially.
Right.
So, okay. Because I think
What about Death Ward? Can you take Death Ward?
That is on the wizard class?
No, I think that's actually a
Cleric,
druid, and maybe bard spell. That's what I don't know. That's what I was asking.
See,
If
what
one
level
of
is Death Ward?
I think it's 6, maybe
don't
5.
I don't see Death Ward. I see a Divine Ward on Cleric.
Just look up the spell itself, and I'll tell you what classes and stuff can.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, let me look up really quick.
And I can look it up right now. Death Ward.
Death Ward.
That's like one of the biggest, I think.
Cleric and Paladin, but it's
Like
a 4th level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we really need that to constantly kind of be cast upon certain people, or we're really in trouble.
Well, that's on your cleric that can cast that.
Well, I can too, potentially.
That's why I was going for it, just in case, because if we have 2 people with Death Ward that can do it up, then usually we'll be able to keep Death Ward on Andrew and on Teals. Those are the big ones that need, and your character Finn probably, just because anyone that can heal should have Death Lord up. So if the healer goes down,
Yeah.
but that is a little bit of already pre-thinking kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
it's
No,
definitely
it's smart because
definitely
we're
yeah,
going
not-
against crazy stuff now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like everybody could potentially die.
Because the two, well, one of them I was looking at was Finger of Death. So
Which
that
is-
was one.
that does a decent amount of damage, and you can continue to use that for quite some time too.
Mhm.
So that's decent, but you may want to confirm with Ranger that that's not an evil spell, since that specifically says lots of necrotic damage. So I don't know how that one.
Which
would
one?
be,
Death
but-
Lord?
No,
No.
Finger of Death.
Finger Death. I mean, if you can use it, you can use it. I don't go into School of Magic like that. I mean,
I'm also neutral, so I'm not.
Okay, then yeah, I keep forgetting that you're the neutral one, so it's not
Yep.
that big a deal.
I mean, if you use Finger Death on a bad guy, it's still a good act. And as my
That's what. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I just know that sometimes you would kind of make sure, like, asking, like, kind of like you were saying with like a sort of life stealing, essentially.
Well, it's one thing
That's
to
different.
it's
Use
a
a cursed
spell
item, I
is just an offensive spell, right? It's how you use it. But like when you have a sword of life stealing,
That's what it's designed to do, is
Yeah.
take life. So it's
in
a little
in a
different.
horrifying way, and it hungers and it changes you because usually they're conscious weapons that are like, I'm thirsty, and you
Yeah,
have to
feed
roll,
me.
and it's like, okay, you find random schmo because you can't resist the stab. You
Yeah,
know?
makes sense. Makes very much sense.
Like
There.
Let me look at my. I have all my. Remember that?
it's
big
like the
sheet
Hand of
thing?
Vecna. If you guys ever found the Hand of Vecna, it's like, I want to use this and be a good character. You are in deep trouble because that ain't happening.
Yeah. Yeah. You're dead.
You're basically you're going to get taken over and blah blah blah. You get them. It's crazy.
Modify memory.
Isn't there a spell? So the other thing I was looking at was, and I think when I was scanning before, there is a spell that prevents healing. You can cast on somebody, and if it succeeds, they're not able to gain the effects of healing. And I'm trying to figure out where it is.
Yeah, there's a couple that do that.
But do you know what one of them is? I can't remember the names of them. I remember looking at it a while ago, but now I can't find them for the life of me.
I've got that huge page up where I had spells for everybody and items for everybody.
Oh, did you get a chance to look at the items that I had posted last week, Ranger?
Yes, I did. You're not getting any of that.
What, either of them?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I figured the defender one would be a little bit different, but not the rod either?
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. The rod probably not, but the defender possibly.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, I thought it would be the other way around. All right.
But we'll look at it. I got to go more in depth what you guys want. I'm just going to keep. I got to look at the how powerful the item is and stuff. And I haven't had time to research all the stuff that you guys want.
Okay.
I mean, you guys have access to more magical items because of what you guys have set up, but it's like low level. Like you can get potions and you can get +1 items, things of that nature. But these higher level legendary items and stuff, they just are impossible to get your hands on.
Yeah, I think the feat I'll take is Mage Slayer.
I think
When
not toughness.
Mm, hold on, what does toughness do again?
Lots,
Gives
lots,
her
of hit, lots of hit points. It's definitely why I have survived Ranger's game many times. I'm just saying, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you have that extra buffer of 20 to 30 hit points, it can change the outcome. and it won't be, I guess, as important once we hit now 15. But I don't know. I still very much like it.
It's a difficult choice. It's either that one that you just mentioned or Mage Slayer. I really like Mage Slayer though.
Mage Slayer is really good, especially for our group as well, because as soon as any caster comes on the field, obviously they should be most likely the number one target, and it's either going to be me at range or someone else at range, or if you can get in close with a Mage Slayer type thing while they're casting, it's fucking awesome. That is a very not bad idea at all. So it's
Well, the ones that I was thinking about, the characters that have literally kicked my character's butt royally, and they've been casters, you know, like, you know, but it's a hard decision here.
Sorry, I'm yawning, y'all. Long night. Finish up my last class and getting stuff done, and it's just like, oh god.
Finish up your last class, huh? Woohoo!
Yeah, I'll be a college graduate here very soon.
That's gonna be awesome, dude.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Well, let me finish this class first. You know.
Well,
Did you get any kind of teleport or plane shift, Corinth?
I'm assuming I'm probably gonna have to take one with one of my freebies, because otherwise I don't have anything like that for the group. I have an ability from the my Star Chosen thing, but that's not for a while. I don't think I would officially get it. I don't know.
Okay. Then
But,
I think...
but either way, it's not group. It's just me, so you're all screwed. Unless I can like miniaturize all of you in my pocket or something.
Well, plane shift and teleport are both 8 willing creatures.
I think I could probably.
Those are 7th level spells. That's why I'm asking, because I'm gonna do Finger of Death as one, and the other one I'm trying to.
Well, the druid can do plane shift. I would almost be positive. So that's where I would kind of think we should leave plane shift. Oh, cleric and druid can do plane shift, so they'll take plane shift.
There's a lot of classes that can do plane shift, but I just was wondering if you were taking it. Pretty much, I think every class can do plane shift. I think it's on the bard's list too.
Cleric, sorcerer, warlock.
No, it's not
druid.
on the bard.
Yeah, cleric.
Yeah, everyone besides the bard.
Yeah, it's your main casters, your arcane and your divine. Yeah.
Oh man, another one I'm tempted to take is Prodigy.
That's a very cool one. I almost took that too.
Because then I'd be able to get expertise in one of the things that I always seem to fail at, which is my perception.
Yeah, it would very much help that. Yeah.
Roll me a perception roll. 7.
You're like,
You
can
see a wall.
I just nod and say I failed? Can we just skip that part so I don't get embarrassed? Yeah.
Okay.
Looking for my notes. Uh-oh. Oh,
Alright.
no.
I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do Finger of Death and Globe of Invulnerability.
That's a that's a very good call.
Oh no.
The other option was Chain Lightning.
So let's see here. If I were to take toughness, it's plus 2 hit points per level. Correct?
Correct.
Plus,
So-
you get a bonus on all your levels that you've had so far up to now.
No, only from when you take the feat. You don't go back and go redo it. So up to that
Yeah,
point.
no. Toughness actually says you go back.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
says it's
Point max
retroactive.
increases by an amount equal to twice your level when you gain this feat. And
Oh,
whenever
that's
you
right.
gain
I'm thinking
level
something
thereafter,
else.
You gain 2
Never
additional.
mind. Never mind.
Yeah, it works like con increase.
So I mean, you get 30 hit points right off the bat.
What are your saves at right now, Corinth?
Well, for the 15th level and with my stat changes, I'm not exactly sure, but they're going to be pretty decent because my stats are good as well. So, let me get full 20 back up.
Be right back. We grab another cup of coffee.
Yeah, I'm surprised he made it up before I did. That's pretty good there.
How do you? I'm trying to figure out how you calculate your spell DC.
What do you mean?
Oh, that. While you're on
For some reason, mine seems wrong, but I may be thinking about what it is.
What's your DC?
It's listed as 18, but
That's right. Mark Harmon's is 18, and it's exceptionally high. That's exceptionally high.
okay. So it's not 10 plus your proficiency plus your
Yeah, it's
bonus.
10 plus your proficiency plus the bonus for this.
I
The
think
casting bonus you get from your whatever stat it is.
Then mine
Wisdom
should be
point.
20. That's why I'm trying to figure out.
I think it's 18 or 8 actually, not 10.
Yeah, it's not 10. It's 8.
That would make sense. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why I thought it was 10 plus it, but if it's,
No,
8,
8.
then 18 makes sense. Okay.
So I'm trying to see how Valron's it would have been like you're saying, but I think that's what it was, like a new weird 5e thing.
All right. Let me get my
There's
my camera and everything on here. Everyone, make sure you get your cameras on. Haha.
Yeah,
like
turn your
a-
cameras on.
like a wand of the battle mage or something similar. Those do things that increase your spell to save DCs. So that those are items or spell like things that you might be able to get. And I think there's even spells that you can cast before you cast your next spell the other round, and then like say you're if like fire specialty, then like they're vulnerable to fire the next round. So you could set up everybody for a specific type of attack. Like I cast a spell that makes a red dragon now not immune to fire, and then everyone launches every fire spell they have at it that round. He'd only be non-immune for one round, but at least we could open up with a whole bunch of magic that he would no longer be immune to. We're going to have to start thinking very quickly at this hive level, or we be dead.
Do saving throws change when you multi-class?
If you get the saves of that class on addition from the other class.
Yeah, so yeah, monk might have different saves than
Well, monk's
rogue.
different. Don't use monk because monk at a certain level gets saves on everything.
Well, that
Don't use
because
monk as an example. But say like if you're a paladin and a fighter, you get stuff like strength, constitution, and I think dex, or those would be or charisma. So you'd have like 3 instead of 2. Sometimes you get up to 4 depending on the class you picked when you multi-class. But typically 3 is you have the 2 from your original class. You usually get 2, and sometimes they overlap. Like paladin and fighter will overlap 1, but then you have an additional 1. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
so you would gain the proficiency class you go to.
You're cutting in and out there, Grim.
Sorry, XSplit is taking up a crap load of my bandwidth. So would I gain proficiency in saving throws of both my main and the multi-class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Corinth is proficient in intelligence, wisdom, and constitution. I would normally wouldn't get constitution, but because of toughness and resilient. That's why probably Finn mentioned resilient, because it makes you proficient in constitution saving throws.
That's exactly what I was going to take too. I was going to take it in con.
That's a really good one, because a lot of your like death style things are going to be based on con saves sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be like crazy helpful. Yeah.
So with my current things, my proficiencies would be strength, dex, con, and intelligence.
That would be badass. Yeah, because that's one of the things that we are missing is a Chacos type character with a paladin aura. That is a very powerful fucking thing, especially at 15th level. 15th. What is the level of 15th paladin aura at? Holy crap!
Yeah, he's pretty. That's a character I play in another game, and he's pretty nasty.
Well, even just a base 15 paladin's aura is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it gets crazy, the range and stuff. It's +5. Well, it's plus whatever the charisma bonus is, and I went all charisma. With
Yeah, that's
Chacos.
where you get off there.
Because a lot of paladins don't. You should if it's a paladin, because that's you're getting all your stuff. But yeah, it's charisma, and he puts it in there. But we are going to end this part here for you guys. So this is just kind of like a pre-stream for you guys. So let's flip over and let's get ready for the big stream. So we'll check you then.